The AMS Annual General Assembly meeting of Tuesday last week was the site of some heated debate. It centered over whether or not the AMS should condemn an alleged racial attack at Alfie's a few weeks ago. Michael Wise is here with more details. Mike?
Thanks, Andrea. The incident took place on February 20th at Alfie's. The victim was allegedly attacked on the dance floor and then taunted by several racial slurs. Since that time, the attacker has been banned from all campus pubs, and several bodies on campus have spoken out against the incident. But the AMS wasn't one of those bodies. So at last week's meeting, several hours were spent debating whether or not the AMS should pass a motion condemning the incident. Those who supported the motion wanted it to send a strong message that the AMS would not tolerate racism on campus.
And the fact that there's enough people who keep coming who are here till like past midnight to come to you and talk about how safe this campus is, I think it's imperative that you take some sort of stand on this.
Those who questioned the motions were concerned that if passed, the AMS could be put in a libelous position. There were also fears that such a motion could be seen as a bias in the upcoming Judicial Committee hearings.
If by Assembly saying that they consider it a racist attack will in the future cause this not to be brought to any sort of trial, any sort of decision in which this person ends up punished, then I don't want to take a stand saying, I don't want to officially take a stand saying it's racist because I don't want it to get thrown out.
But as debate continued into the night, an attempt was made to clarify the motion. Pam McEachran, the chief prosecutor of the AMS, was contacted. She said the proposed motion was not libelous and couldn't affect the outcome of the case. But that couldn't alleviate the fears of some AMS members.
Not naming the individual may remove us from libel, I don't know. However, the problem is that we're making a judgment call on the circumstances surrounding the alleged violation. If we show bias, we are implying that the Judicial Committee is biased. And if a body hearing a case is biased to one of the parties, that is one of the first things that will be looked at in an appeal.
We have been told that this is not a libelous statement. What more do we need? What is it going to take for the AMS and for people on this campus to take an effective stand against racism? Do we need people with white sheets walking around with burning crosses on people's lawns before people realize that racism exists here? This is ridiculous that people are even fighting this now. And it is a stance for racism if you are voting. That's the way I see it, and that's what I think it should be seen as.
And I resent it, Mr. Speaker, the way that people try to put this argument in the context of if we don't take a stand on this issue, it means we're not taking a stand against racism, it means that we don't care about these issues, and I resent that, Mr. Speaker. There are procedures that we have to follow, and if we preempt those procedures, Mr. Speaker, we're doing a complete disservice to the systems that we have in place.
When the AMS finally voted on the motion, it was defeated. 14 votes in favor, 18 against.
Mike, were there any abstentions in the vote?
Well, as a matter of fact, 9 people abstained from voting. They wanted assurances that if they took a stand on this issue, that the case wouldn't get thrown out sometime in the future. And last week there was so much